Today's beer review could be the worst beer I've ever drank or the best one. I don't know what I'm expecting from this, but this is a pudding IPA. It's called Fate Alaska, and it is a New England IPA brewed with vanilla. But what's it going to be like? Keep watching to find out. Welcome back to Rocker's Beer Review. Today, it's a beer that I've been really wanting to try, but now I've got it, I'm a little bit nervous, to be honest. So this is an Arbor Ales. We love Arbor on the channel. They make great beers. They make them in great big 5, 6, 8 ml cans. That's 1 pint in old money. Striking sort of colours and stuff like that. They always have this sort of maple leaf on it. But when I got this, I'd heard good things about it, and it sounds. When you first think about it, you think, oh, it sounds quite good. It's going to be a really creamy sort of New England IPA. But I'm always a bit nervous when they add things like vanilla into beer, because sometimes those creamy sort of junks don't really work with that sort of fruity flavours you want. And I suppose I was a bit nervous when you call it a pudding IPA. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but the words pudding IPA doesn't fill me with a lot of hope. But it is Arbor. They make good beers. I have seen a few reviews of this. This is a new rebrew. It's actually got on here the best before the 13th of the 4th, 22. So it's quite a long, we've got quite a long time to have this. I'm drinking this now in sort of November. And as I said, it's a New England IPA with vanilla and Citra, El Dorado, and Mosaic hop. So if you take the vanilla out of it, it's your sort of typical Citra, El Dorado, Mosaic, typical sort of New England IPA. I'm interested to see whether the vanilla can give it an edge or whether it can ruin what might be a good New England IPA. So let's crack it open, get it in a glass, and see what it's going to be all about. I've been pouring it out. At the moment, it certainly looks like a New England IPA. There is a gloopiness about it. Maybe a little bit thicker than your sort of normal New England IPA, but look at that. Standard colour, yellowy custard. I mean, obviously, with something looking custard, when it's got vanilla in it, you would expect it a little bit more. We've got, 2 and a bit fingers of head, white head. Looks pretty good. Let's see what it smells like. Well, it smells very much like a New England IPA. There's pineapple in there, and mango, bit of grapefruit, citrus fruits. Smells pretty good. I'm not really picking up much of the vanilla in terms of the aroma, which might be a good thing. There is a little bit of sweetness in there, but it's almost like the fruit sweetness. It doesn't smell artificially sweet. So, as you say, the proof is in the pudding, and this is a pudding IPA. So, cheers everyone. Whew. That is a good beer. Yeah, I mean, the thing is with this beer, it's a very good beer. In fact, there's some really nice flavours in there, and it just works really well on all types of levels. So, first drink it, and you're getting all that sort of New England style pineapple, grapefruits, zesty lemons and limes. And they're all in there. And they're all doing that New England sort of IPA sort of thing, which I love. It's very creamy. Again, New England style beers usually are. But there is this sweetness, and you can definitely taste the vanilla that sort of washes over all those fruit flavours. But whereas when you have certain sort of lactose, for example, and it's vanilla opposed to lactose, it's slightly different. Actually, let's check before I go on and talk a load of rubbish about that. Let's see if it actually says. No, it does actually say it's got lactose in it. So it is lactose. I'm surprised that, but they call it vanilla. But sometimes when you have that milkiness, it can really affect the taste of the beer. It can give an artificial sort of flavour to it. But to me, this shows that they know what they're doing in terms of the brewing of this beer. They've really got the balance and the sort of complexity right. Because you're getting that very New England style flavour, mouthfeel, the creaminess. But the creaminess is amped up a little bit because you can definitely taste that vanilla. And it is very, it's not just like a sweet flavour. It is definitely vanilla. You can taste that vanilla flavour. It's pretty good though, because on the back end, you're still getting the sharpness and the, that zestiness of grapefruit. And it's not, you'd expect sometimes that the lactose or vanilla, whatever you want to call it, usually can really sort of, I think, sort of dent that flavour. No, but that works really well. It's refreshing. When you read the words pudding IPA, you think it's not going to be refreshing. It's going to be creamy. It's going to be a bit decadent. It's going to be sickly even. But this isn't. There's a lot of zest that's cutting right through that vanilla. And even though the vanilla is almost there from the start to the end, you're getting these waves of pineapple, mango, citrus, lemons and limes, and then a nice grapefruit finish. Beautiful, balanced beer. Arbor, you've done it again. I have nothing to worry about. This is a great beer. Let's get some scores. Okay, the scores are in for Faked Alaska by Arbor, based down in Bristol. This is a pudding IPA, but don't let the words pudding IPA put you off because it's a good beer. What I don't think I said was that it is 6% volume. So, you know, that pretty much that for me the sweet spot for an IPA. And it's a New England IPA brewed with vanilla, Citra, El Dorado and Mosaic hops. And it is very good. Aroma first. Well, as soon as you put it into the glass, you're getting a lot of those sort of New England type aromas. So you're getting mango, you're getting pineapple, you're getting grapefruit. Quite big on the aroma. And there's also citrus fruits in there as well. But there's this sort of creamy sort of aroma. It is a vanilla. You can smell that it's vanilla opposed to just milky creaminess. You know, there is that distinct. I'm trying to think how you can describe it different, but it does almost smell like, you know, like a vanilla ice cream, really. And that, you know, sometimes that can get the alarm bells ringing, but it does smell inviting and makes you want to drink it. So I'm giving it 15 for aroma. Appearance, lovely colour. You know, it's very much like a New England style beer. Yellow, custardy. It probably looks a little bit more yellowy because of the vanilla. The head's a little bit disappointed, you know, there's a little bit of head there, but it's almost it's gone very sort of soapy opposed to sort of, you know, compact that you would expect from a New England IPA. So I'm giving it a solid 8 out of 10 for appearance. Flavour wise, well, with something like this, when you expect with all those, with a vanilla sort of added to it, can sometimes, I always think that creaminess, milky, vanilla-y sort of things into a fruity sort of flavour can wash it away a little bit, can make it taste a little bit artificial and can ruin that fruit and the zesty and refreshment that you want from a beer. But it does do that. You get in the big flavours of mango, you get in the big flavours of pineapple and grapefruit and the citrus fruits that are washing all through it. And there's a zesty refreshment for this beer, which you don't necessarily would expect from something called a pudding IPA. The vanilla is there from the moment you taste it at the beginning all the way through to the back end, but it's just sort of sitting on top there and just adds a creaminess to that fruit. It is like, you know, something like a bowl of fruit with cream in it. The cream doesn't stop the fruit, the zestiness, the real sharpness of that fruit. It just complements it. And there's a lot of beers that don't do that when they have lactose in it. You know, I've seen many and had many milkshake IPAs which just, I find just, you know, they ruin the fruit flavour and they just taste artificial. But this is good. It's obviously, because it's got vanilla as well, it's creamy, it's soft like a New England IPA should be. I think it's pretty good. And it's just, I think it's brewed really well. It could have gone wrong, but they obviously know what they're doing. They know how to make this, hence the reason why they're rebrewing it. I think it's probably rebrewed a couple of times actually. It's a great beer though. So flavour wise, I'm going to get 35. Value for money, well, I mean, this was, I'm trying to think how much it was now. I think it was about £5, but it is a massive pint can, 6% IPA, 10 out of 10 for value, I think. I mean, I just think that, you know, it'd be nice if more breweries, you know, started putting their beers in big cans like that, because, you know, I think that's always a winner for me. So 10 for value. And my overall experience, well, as I said, this beer could have gone two ways. It could have been an absolute disaster or it could be really good. And luckily, it's on the really good side. The vanilla really does add something to the beer. It doesn't ruin it. It just gives it a creamy vanilla sort of flavour to those nice, zesty, very sort of fresh, fruity flavours of the pineapple, mango and citrus fruits and all the rest of it. I think it's pretty damn good. So I'm giving it 14 for overall. I definitely would recommend it and I would drink it again. It's a good beer. So we top those scores up, 82. Yes, it's a highly recommended. Arbor make great beers. I mean, I do really love their New England Pale, which is pretty good. Their New England IPAs have been very good as well. So Arbor Ales, I know they bring out new stuff. I'm going to want to try more of their stuff because I just think they're good, and they're in a big can as well. They just make really solid beers, and they're up there with, you know, they're up there in the sort of top 10, I think, of breweries. You know that when you get an Arbor Ales, you're going to get a good beer. And this one, I think, is just a little bit better than good. It's at that great level. So 82, good beer. If you've had this before, whether you've had it the first time it came out, the second time, or what I think this is the third time, let me know what you think. You know, do you think it works with a creamy vanilla? I'm really interested to know what you think about it, because if it wasn't Arbor, if it was another company, I probably would have avoided it because I would have thought, yeah, I've had too many bad milkshake IPAs in the past. But because it was Arbor, I thought, no, it's worth a try. And it is definitely worth a try. So, Faked Alaska, 82 out of 100, highly recommended. Hope you've enjoyed this review, and until the next one, you know what you've got to do. Keep on rocking.